Someone should try beating AUS, but ghosts are guaranteed to spawn every room and they appear from start. If someone makes a mod / tells me how to mod the game to do that, I'll take a stab at it.
You serious?
Let's get a few things straight. 1. Ghosts seem to spawn in the same positions, but they don't. I learned this near the end of the challenge, but I'm just going to say they spawn pretty much in the same positions. 2. Their speed is respective of the difficulty we are doing this on. 3. We are doing this on regular mode. Difficult and masterful mode would wear a strap-on and fuck me mercilessly if I even hover over the difficulty options. Regular mode doesn't need the strap-on to fuck me, but it fucks me a lot less harder than the other two, and simple mode is like an old man trying to rape you. Try as he might, he won't do shit. Much like my sanity after this video game equivalent to a gangbang, simple mode is just out of the question. To keep it short, ghost movement is tied to the difficulty, we are on regular mode, and ghost spawn positions are so randomized they aren't. Got that? Good. Let's begin. Welcome to Skytown. Surprisingly much like the real game, this doesn't change by much. I barely spend any time here, just get the red orb upgrade and be blissfully unaware of the amount of butt fucking I'm going to receive on the regular by the ghosts at this point. Before we dive further into this video, no. The challenge is not possible without getting hit. Here we are at Stone Castle. The ghost can easily hit me twice and I die. Stone-faced Behead Man is our second boss here before shit properly gets real. A trend instantly starts here with most bosses. You can get one hit in before the ghost spawns. I abuse the absolute fuck out of this for pretty much every boss in the game. We can get the secret heart here, get the ass blasting ability, and get the fuck out of this nightmare place. And I left 100%ing this place. That heart gate in the room to the right is just a breeze. I promise. Here we are. Night Climb and Cold Keep. No big deal. Ghost boss? Yes, I see the painful irony, is as easy as always. Ghost boss is just hope ghosts are kind to you and spawn out of the way, if they spawn to begin with. They shouldn't pose a problem, just shoot the ghost boss in the asshole 4 times and get the fuck out of dodge. And the duck ability and roof grab ability, which is useless as fuck until I go get Sky Sands bullshit. This is the last of, quote, easy bosses, unquote. Grotto Fish Boss. Oh, Grotto Fish Boss. Every single fucking challenge I have done here has been a problem. You can hug the far right wall until he jumps up, and you can welcome him to the slam, and eventually to the jam. Then the ghosts start coming and they bring the pain. This boss on regular, once he gets hit once, starts shooting lasers. The more you hit him, the more lasers he fires before he jumps again. So you have to deal with the lasers, the ghosts, and hope he jumps in a way that lets you hit him like Bronson. Hope to God you get that sweet ass full health restore and run into deep dive or fire cage. It does not matter which. To ass blast his face to the save point up above to obviously save your game. Grotto Fish Boss opens the door to the mid-game, and up until now, the ghosts aren't that mean. RNG's is kinda say he likes me. Smooth sailing. No bosses beside boss 1 has posed much of a threat. The ghosts have spawned in relatively nice positions, and everything is just buttery. I regret to inform you, this blissful boat of mild suffering sank the very second Grotto Fish Boss died, with me tied to the mast, endlessly drifting more and more to the bottom of a bottomless sea. There isn't much soul searching here or anything, but what there is a shit ton of is hearts. At this point in the game, we need more health, mobility, and ghost unfuckery to win. We get all the jump height upgrades, the one in Skytown, the one in Fire Gauge, and any others that are totally 100% possible. With that, we can get a ton of hearts. Here's a quick time lapse of all the hearts. Little did I know how much I fucked up. It has come to my attention that with murder of Fish Boss in the areas we now have open to us, we have entered the mid-game. So, first things first, let's get us a yellow orb jump ability. All we have to do is break the game a wee bit and go to a post-boss save point way before we actually kill the fucker that is in the next room. Surprisingly, even with the fucking ghosts, this fight isn't that big of a deal. Get a very fucking stupid warning about how the ghosts are now coming to rape me or something like that. I have no idea what the fuck that warning is for or who that warning is for because I've had ghosts fuck with me for a good long while now. Sucks, I know, who could have guessed? Remember that boat I was strapped to near the end of chapter 1? Well now, it is torn in half, and the back of it has a fucking sea dragon guarding the ass of it, guarding a golden orb, and 3 hearts along with my dignity and Long Beach. But because this is regular mode, Dragon Boss, Deep Boss, no normal naming conventions for this dragony fellow. Her name is Fluffy. Fluffy posed 0 threat, had no game, and just got fucked. The dubs it claimed are purely to make it feel better. I promise, I totally didn't die to incompetence. That death I suffered of being soft-locked under her, didn't happen. Fuck you. As it always has been, this place is easy as taking a shit after Taco Tuesday. Just do the short little platforming challenge that I am now realizing as of typing this script I wasted my time on, and in which I could have just elevated myself to the save point, but shut the fuck up, logic and future me. This is about your past tortured self. I speedrun strap myself to the gold orb and said out loud roughly these words. Fuck it. Let's kill the boss. Play it right and play it very fucking tight, like unlubricated tight. And the ghost won't spawn during its boss fight, and you can win just like that. Undertale. Surprisingly, isn't that bad. Just hope the ghosts are kind and abuse their no spawn zone and get 30 health. I have nothing else to say here, just watch this pathetically easy portion. Should probably mention what in the fuck the no ghost zone is. I mean, you may think to yourself, now that I mention it, no ghost zone? No ghost zone? Why the fuck? You haven't been using that before, fucking dumbass. Here's the technical mumbo jumbo on what that is before being called a flat out dumbass. Basically, if the player is 130 pixels from the bottom of the screen, 130 from the left and the right, and 200 from the top, every in-game second the game checks if you are out of all 4 of those regions. If you are in fact outside of all 4 regions when the game does this check, the ghost will spawn. The rest of the mumbo jumbo from that screenshot I am quoting is useless, as we don't care about how they spawn, or what makes the game decide they should start spawning as they always fucking spawn. what's the point of discussing it? This allows me to damage a good portion of bosses without getting the ghost prior to the boss's first hit, making all bosses have ghosts on and past phase 2, and it allows me to kill Dark God of Red, Blank Boss, and the previous ghost boss without ghosts. This is the ultimate reason we win by the end of the day, so thank the game's ghost forgiveness feature, and more importantly, thank the gods themselves. They, for whatever reason, are more forgiving in the sky than anywhere else. I showed a video of me doing my current clear, but here it is again. The reason I use my elevator here is because for some reason every jump ability in the game just doesn't make the cut here. Wild, I know. You would think Matty Thorsten, the game creator, would have fixed this in the game about 14-ish years ago, but nah. Past the screen with the baby blue ghost is a breeze. This boss isn't a problem. I mean, I've already killed him by the time I am speaking. Like, one cycling this asshole is hilarious and definitely won't come back to fuck me in the ass. No way, no how. He is clearly a one-hit wonder. Pun 110% intended. Ice Castle was relatively chill. Pun somewhat intended. Nothing too difficult. Some jumps are impossible without the ghost, and by some I mean 2. One at the very fucking beginning, and another on the rebound of a heart upgrade. Ice Boss was pretty slick, and everything was pretty cool. Ice Boss's glasses made him the nicest part though, no doubt. You would expect Ice Boss to be harder to juggle and dodge his balls, but of course, being the god that I am at this point, the ghost nor his nice as hell balls could do a thing. Easy victory. Unlike other bosses where I show a bit of their fight, I'll gladly show the fight and victory over this asshole. By far the coolest, nicest, chillest fight this entire run. I typed falling a fuck ton on this script, but I just recorded 3 different samples of both falling and this hard, just to represent how fucking boring this shit is. If you can find any entertainment in this area, congratulations. You may also find fun in such things as watching paint dry, watching a brick wall crumble away, or the most entertaining, watching the sun and or moon move across the sky. I also tried to find music that represents just how boring this entire section of the game is. I couldn't. No music in the world could sum up how boring this is. Even 433, and that classical piece of music is literally composed of the sounds going on in the very same room for the next 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And even then, that is entertaining to watch because the guy is just fucking sitting there with a stopwatch for 3 measures of silence. People paid money to see that shit. You expect me to pay money to watch the video game equivalent to that? I would much rather spend money to watch a live performance of 433 than do Skylands ever again for free. This shit can't be entertaining. Being forced to do this on repeat endlessly is a form of human torture. You can't pay me enough money to make this area sound enjoyable. I'll just refund you, as that is truly the most impossible thing in this challenge, any challenge, or just a casual playthrough for that matter. After grabbing the roof slide ability, I didn't do this shit here, anything here, I mean, for a long time. I grabbed a ton of hearts here. This place was pretty damn easy. I have too much health for this bummy asshole to be a problem. The fact that I was on the border of death is just a figment of your imagination. I'm not bad at the game, I promise. You are. In all seriousness though, Matty Thorsten just turned Tohu mode on for this boss on every single fucking mode, but simple. Fuck this boss. I mean, just pause the video a second, watch just the entire final phase master mode without ghosts. Well, obviously while picturing ghosts. Now here is just 3 seconds of a Tohu fight. They're the same fucking thing, are they not? Regardless, 2 ghosts make the bull of hell this guy releases significantly more annoying, but this boss is probably the most annoying to hit with 2 ghosts. When fighting him normally, you must aim that sword that is just side-swiping the ground at him when it prepares to launch itself at you. If you miss, you have to do the same RNG bull of hell again, with 2 ghosts. With 2 ghosts, aiming the sword is like aiming for the toilet while blindfolded with no feeling in your hands. You'll get lucky to hit the fucking seat, let alone the water. It didn't make the cut in chapter 1, but I did go here, and died. But at this stage of the game, even the ghosts understood at this point to fuck right off, and fuck off they did. They fucked off so well, Dark Grotto Red is the only other boss besides Blank Boss and Ghost Boss in the entire fucking game to not summon the ghosts, if you don't jump. So, how do you cross perfectly lined up gaps without jumping, when that is the whole first part of this fight? You double jump somewhere else. Just walk off the platform before you slam into the wall as well as the spikes. Use your double jump height that is increased from the water to jump platform to platform. Do the great fireball ping pong and you win without the ghost ever showing up. It should have to go without saying, but this boss fight is impossible if you summon the ghosts. Also, before we move on to the epilogue of this chapter, no. There is no way in fresh hell that I am doing this challenge again with Dark Grotto Darkness permanently affixed to the game with 2 ghosts. You can't see the ghost within that darkness, so thanks, but fuck you, good sirs and or madams. That being said, if I do this, it is gonna be in casual mode. No way you can kill one of these upcoming bosses on regular pitch black with 2 ghosts. You would think Black Castle, final area, practical home of the ghosts would be a challenge. I would struggle. This would be the hardest area with its closed off hallways, narrow exits, and mostly full screen death trap rooms.
I think not!
I got hit twice here, first try. One from overjumping, and other impossible not to receive any other damage took here. Wasn't from the ghosts, so who cares? Black Castle, the final area in the entire game, is a limp dick baby bitch boy every day of the week. This challenge changes nothing. I have nothing left to say. This shit is just the same thing as doing a platforming challenge with mild annoyances. Man, this place goes on longer than it feels like. Welp, I guess to make up for this easy as hell final stage, here are the parts that scarred me physically, mentally, and anally, in that order. Respectfully, after a brief intermission of final HP upgrade getting. The truth is that I have been lying to you. There is one ability in the game that is impossible to get. 99% is the max completion you can realistically get in this challenge. Stone Castle, screen right at the first save point, this heart gate, these walking statues, the ghosts, the walls, the everything is borderline impossible. One spot, only one, maybe, gets you this orb. The ghost must spawn far bottom right, both of them. RNGesus didn't bless me, but I'll leave a copy of my complete game save file in the description along with the mod, for those who want to try to get this. I begged and talked An Untitled Story Discord to see if the modders, the nerds, and the asshole who made this mod for me could find a way to get this, but drat, it is realistically impossible. But upon the man writing this script giving it a future try, the ghosts did give me that sweet spot, that pearly gates key, and no. Even with the maximum amount of time for them to get to you before they fuck over your tent, you can't get this ability. After talking to the council, after this fail, I am dishonored to announce that this is seemingly highly improbable to impossible. It is just so close to being possible, it has to be. Right? Well, let's look into all our options. The ghosts spawn in such a way they give you max time to make the gauntlet and open the HP door. This may be possible, but my best attempt only still makes the second highest guy hit the right wall. 2. We break the game, Skyrim style, and break that HP door. Now, Siskiyou, the asshole who made this mod for me, did find a variable tied to the door that could open it if triggered, but as far as I can tell, this variable is impossible to trigger in-game. 3. We break the game. There's a bug where if you corrupt your save, you can have a shit ton of versions of yourself on a screen, thusly opening the door and grabbing the ability. I shouldn't have to explain why this just doesn't fucking work. 4. Just break the laws of physics and find a two-way clip through the walls surrounding the thing. The way the invisible tiles that make up the floor and walls are programmed make this insanely hard to pull off, especially in this room. 5. Find a way to save and full heal myself where the fuck I am. If I had this ability, part 3 to this chapter, The Vengeance, would be called The Bitch. The save point sprite is programmed to fully heal you upon pressing down on it. The act of saving happens right after. So even if I managed to find a way to save wherever the fuck I want, the save would only do what I just said. It will save the game. Though, this is probably impossible anyway for being programmed in 2006 on Game Maker Studios. This game is insanely airtight. However, in the event this is possible, you could probably do it. There's one gap in the Tower of Moving Statues that give the player a breather. If you save in this gap and then reload the save, it will delay the ghosts. If they spawn in the right place, bada bing bada boom, you should be able to race and get that ability. In the event the game doesn't crash trying to load you to a save point that should never exist. Who knows? Maybe there is some golden ticket here. Maybe the ghosts can spawn practically on top of one another by the bottom right. Maybe, just maybe, this ability is possible to get. But alas, I must accept the truth. This ability, as it stands, currently, as of writing the script, is impossible. If I do find a way to successfully get this ability, I will upload a follow-up. But for now, I and completionists everywhere weep in sorrow that one thing, and only one thing, stands between 99% and 100%. This is the honest truth. Boss 1. Tutorial Boss. T-Boss. Dark Grotto Red's pink weaker brother. That's right. We at the beginning of the game. Mild PTSD time. No jump abilities. No abilities of any kind. And not enough health upgrades to withstand one hit from the ghosts. The ghosts instantly spawn upon the start of the boss fight, and 1 hour worth of rage and walking 4 screens with a high chance of death on the constant horizon. There's not enough words in the entire world's 50 plus fucking languages to describe the anger this fight bestowed upon me. One position of the ghosts could take to allow me to take a hit on the last hit of T-Boss. Enjoy a good portion of 1812 Overture, beside a good portion of the eggs who lost their lives to do this. That's a lot of deaths, am I right? This strategy developed here is simple. Land the free hit he gives you as you fall into his chamber. Quickly knock out phase 2 and 3. As for phase 4, the ghosts have gotten inside the chamber. So here's the lucky part. They both have to spawn on the far left, one up, one near the middle. Once the boss lands on the far right side, it has to be far right. There is no fucking way you are going to get his 4 phases down if you don't hit him before phase 1 starts. And he always ends up far right on deck if you hit him on his freebie. Anyway, once he touches the ground, get hit. The very second you hear your bird do whatever the fuck the sound it makes on hit, jump and hold the jump button down. If the ghosts spawn the right way, there should be a gap between the two of them that you can go through. Then move to the left, right before touching the ground. And don't jump, just walk until both ghosts are far behind you. Then jump and bam, you are right there. The double jump ability is in your hand. Run to the save point as quickly as possible and save that shit so you never have to do this again. Alternatively, if the ghosts don't give you that gap, but are really close to one another and pretty far to the left as well as down, after you got your jump boost from hitting the boss, the second you start going up, you can move to the left and hope they don't hit you. Either way, you are taking that hit, making it impossible to do this challenge with no damage taken. This successful attempt doesn't have a storybook god tier ending to it, like what is going to follow. This segment, at this point, my anger reached the homeostasis tier. Any attempt remembering this shit is futile. All I know is I defeated him. I heard the ring of the double jump ability being grabbed. Next thing I know, I am saving back where I started, prepared to do the rest of this fucking horseshit of a challenge, thinking the hardest part was over. Let us move on to the grand finale of this chapter.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Ninja Boss is back with a vengeance, and oh my holy fucking shit, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, Almighty Holy Spirit and God Himself. A vengeance he did bestow upon my ass, as he ripped it clean in two with his bare motherfucking hands. It was equal to losing her anal virginity by being absolutely fucked by fucking Doomslayer himself. This boss made me his literal bitch. Now I consider myself a reasonable man, but Basically, defeating him in one shot doesn't mean he can beat the shit out of me in retaliation. No amount of condoms, or any form of sexual protection, nor lubricant, could protect me from the horror this beast released upon my beseeched prolapse and now, as a write in the script, eviscerated a noose. Tiny ass platform that is literally 30 or so pixels. 2 ghosts that spawned before the beginning of this fight in randomized positions. Ninja constantly throwing his marital aids at me for what felt like an eternity of time, and varied throwing positions for every single phase. Spikes littering the floor below, both the spikes and Ninja doing 70 damage and the ghost 90. Without the most powerful jump height ability upgrade in the game, because of bullshit insanely tight windows that, if I had it, would allow me to jump to the platform in the event I fall down to the bastardized death trap of spikes below. As of writing the script, I have no idea how to put into words how big and long the gangbanging in this fight was, but alas, I will try. To sum it up, here is how it felt to die in each phase. Phase 1 and 2. Dying here felt like a punch to the gut, followed by a slap in the face. Hurts like hell with a large dose of stinging, but it dissipates almost instantly, as if it isn't that big of a loss, nor setback, to die. Phase 3. Dying here is a lot like life. You make a massive step forward just to get jettisoned even further back than where you began. Phase 4. Dying here is like a kick in the nuts while you are punched to the gut with a continuous slap to the face. Stings real fucking long, hurts real fucking bad, and the anger you feel is indescribable. No combination of words in the infinite languages we have here on Earth can sum the anger up. But as I said, I will try to put it into words. Homeostasis, the word used to describe something in a perpetual state of being. It can't go up and it can't go down. That doesn't even describe my anger. It was like entering nirvana, but instead of a peaceful tranquility and being at one with the universe, you are in a state of pure rage, something not even Doomslayer is capable of. The amount of shit near me I wanted to destroy was equal to that of the combination of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Dying after phase 4 is like opening your chakras, but instead of reaching a state of pure godly enlightenment of the world, universe, and other worldly ethereal peace and tranquility, you unblock all 7 anger and depression chakras at once, achieving an avatar state of pure rage and despair.
This is devastating. I'm inconsolable, and I've killed myself.
Now, let's get somewhat into the details of this fight, shall we? There are a few positions that the ghosts can take to corral them. When they form their tower of fucking, you can easily jump over them onto the opposite side of the platform. They will eventually form their brick of pure unbridled fucking. If you fall during phase 1, 2, 3, or 4, restart or perish. You would take way too much damage to do any of the future phases. If you enter phase 4 and are on the platform, all you can really do is try. 380 health is probably enough health to do it, but that requires you don't get hit by the ghost once or fall down, along with getting barely hit by the ninja's marital aids. Have fun with that. By the time I beat him, I had max health, pretty much every ability, and every golden orb just because I could get all the golden orbs. I had to use every single last trick in the book to beat him. Juggling the ghost so goddamn perfectly I should be put into a circus. Near perfect micromanagement that I instantly qualify for every single office management job on the entire planet. And movements that a world-class pianist would be jealous of, with my god-tier finger adjustments, perfect abuse of the no-go zone, and finally, mustering what little will and hope I had left to do in this challenge. Here is another classical music piece, played to only a sliver of the deaths and restarts I received, and did, respectively, in this boss fight. As you saw with that final death, you can't skip his final words. You must continue dodging the ghost on that small platform with barely anything in the health department. And I failed. In defeat and sorrow, fully reaping what I ultimately have sowed. My ego and determination incredibly shot down. I ended my recording, preparing to throw in the towel, but I just had to give it one last try. You don't do all this for nothing. I started my recording once more and gave it one last go. Here is how that went. That's fucking right, baby. First try after the defeat, like a proper gentleman's duel. This shit was predestined in the sands of time. Could not make this shit up if I wanted. Rewind that fucking tape. You can see clear as day. It was the first try after the defeat. I did some anime hero type beat shit on his ass. Perfect ghost spot, perfect movement, perfect ninja resting positions, perfect execution of strategy that rivals the teaching of that of Art of War. Even Sun Tzu himself wept a tear on his throne in heaven at this victory. The man himself traveled back in time to let everyone know of the magnitude of this massive dub and found his dad. His dad. Absolutely everything was perfect. After 4+ hours of attempts sprawled across 3 days, after being ready to give up, be done, we did it. In spirit, we did it. I saved upon that giant starry platform in the sky, and I didn't record my body nor my voice, but this is pretty accurate. And yes, I'm using the phrase pretty accurate by its literal definition. With Ninja out of the way, with the challenge's ending being just within my grasp, just to keep my honor, I decided to do Final Climb without the speedrun strat. Didn't change a fucking thing. Though, here's a fun fact to fill the void of only music here. Ghosts in Final Climb do more damage than my internal tormentors. Who would have possibly guessed, except literally anyone looking into the open source code of the game? My guess is either they are programmed slightly differently, or defense upgrades don't affect them for a bizarre reason. As these two whores that have followed me everywhere had their OG damage be 120, which is the same as the rest of these whorehouse sluts. This is it. Roughly 8.5 hours went into all of this so far. For the final fight, the final 4-face ghost juggle, the final butt fucking from these two asshole jackal looking headasses. And alas, you must enter that fight with that launcher. Summoning the ghost instantly, preparing my ass, my hands, and the last of my lubricant. I prepared for whatever hellish torment the Ghost King would fully blast my ass with. Phase 1. If I take one hit from the ghost and one hit from the wizard ass, that is it. No more damage can be taken or I restart. Just corral the ghost by the left side. Once the wizard's mighty balls start overwhelming you, move to the right and repeat. Once the wizard prepares his ultra ball, wait a bit, then start running to the middle to smack him with his own balls. Phase 2 was admittedly pathetic. If I take damage so that I am below 890 health here, don't just fuck me in the ass, I gotta restart. I honestly have nothing left to say here in the script, just when the last ball is standing. It won't receive damage from fire/ice shots, so corral it and the ghost in such a way to smack the ball with their mighty fat juicy bird ass. The sooner you can kill one ball, the easier this part becomes. If you absolutely must, you can hit the void below and bounce yourself into a red orb if you need to make a massive distance quickly from the boss. Phase 3 and 4 was just take as much damage as possible without taking as much damage as possible. This boss requires a high level of dodging while also taking a shit ton of damage. 890 health is the sweet health to make the previous two phases bearable while still maximizing my final health for the grand finale. Suppose I should mention it, there will be a Google Doc dedicated to explaining my full strategy on every last boss, as some fights are over long before I would be done explaining, which is why most bosses in this video are only showing me half supports. Phase 5. The Endurance Challenge. Or should I say, the end of this continuous endurance challenge. 1 minute, 15 seconds is all I need. The timer standing between defeat and ultimate salvation. Roughly 4 hits on my character remain. Literal blood, sweat, and tears have gone into my keyboard and desk. My heart aged 10,000 fucking years every single second that clock ticked down. Every bullshit boss, every bullshit cock blocking from the ghost, every attempt on Ninja's revenge, every hard upgrade and ability, everything clenched their collective ass cheeks as that timer counted down. The dramatic as fuck piano started playing and I knew every time it did play the 3 times I made it here, that my torment, my suffering, my self-indulged torture is almost over. And finally, everything froze, including my body. The screen turned to white, my darkened, hopeless soul faded to white with it, and the ending cutscene played, ending the challenge and restoring my sanity, once and for all.
You serious?
And with that, after 9+ hours of footage, 2 months of editing and voiceover work, and everything else, I can say yes, this is how you beat an untitled story while constantly getting fucked over by 2 ghosts. With a maximum completion of 99%. Thank you to the man or girl who created this mod. Thank you to the members of the Discord who thought it would be funny to watch someone do this and only thought the early game was going to be easy, but also fuck all y'all for thinking this was trivial past early game. That is a straight up lie. Though, I will admit, upon going back, perhaps I just imagined all that, because I can't find those OG messages. This is by far the most effort I have probably put into literally anything I've ever made. So thank you for those who stuck through until the end. No, this challenge isn't possible without getting hit. No, I am not gonna do this again, masterful or difficult. As I said, the damage output from everything is far too high. Will I do this again under harsher conditions? Fuck no. Will I do it under harsher conditions? On casual mode? Maybe. Maybe. The script to this video, my only ever scripted video, has roughly 7,376 words to it, 14 pages long, or for those who like really big numbers, 40,545 characters, including spaces, long. And it has taken me roughly 1.5 weeks to finish, let alone read. So thank you again for watching to the end. Please subscribe, as this is what I hope to put into every video I make, and I'll see you in another year with my next challenge. I don't know why you're still here, but I will be posting the full unedited run of this. All deaths, all crashes, all trickery, all restarts. For those who don't believe I did all this with ghosts endlessly on my dick. Thanks one last time for watching.